Sorry about that. Having a little issue right there, but welcome to SRTV Network. I'm Jay Weezy, and we're live with American Motorsports Simulations Dirt Legends Series. It's race number 3. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to SRTV Network tonight. So get ready, because we're getting dirty. Alright, we're back. And we got about 2 minutes left in qualifying here, so I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight for the American Motorsports Simulations Legends Series here on SRTV Network. I'm Jay Weezy. I'd like to welcome back Matt Trace to the booth. He's up here giving me a hand tonight. I'd like to thank Matt for joining me. How you doing, Matt?
Pretty good. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm hanging in there, and it's race number 3, so I know one thing. Adam Holm won last week, and he's going to have to start from the rear here, so he's got a long road ahead of him coming up through this field here in 30 laps.
Yeah, and we've been hearing all week from Adam about how he's the points leader and how he's won, or how he won last week. Well, let's see what he's got coming from the back of the field, and we'll see how fast and how good Adam is. If he can be consistent, he should be able to get through the field tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely got his hands full, man. And speaking of the points, like you said, Adam's the points leader. He's ahead of Timothy DeSwart by 3 points. And Chris Johnson, he's only 1 point behind Timothy there, 4 points behind the leader of Adam. Fourth place, you got Mike Massey. He's 13 points behind Adam. So, you know, the top 5, I mean, even Martin Karch, he's only 14 points back. So they still got this race and 3 more after that. So they got plenty of time to make up the points. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, considering if you win a race or you're the points leader, you start in the back.
Yeah, that's for sure, and that's what makes it interesting, and it put the points battle in the driver's hands. And it's great to be fast, but if you're not fast and can't pass cars, it will show you on who can and who can't do that. So we'll see how it goes. With Adam coming from the back, he's more than capable of doing so, but he's got a bunch of good cars in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and consider all the guys that they got in here, like, you know, Rick Brazel, Bill Cobb, Gary Gilmore, Brian Beach. I mean, I could go on, but we're going to go through the field here in a minute. They got a lot of fast guys here at American Motorsports Simulations.
Yeah, we do. And right now, the guy that's at the top of the chart is the number 21 of Gary Gilmore. And I'm glad to see Gary's back and is faster than ever right now.
Yeah, well, they're getting ready to grid up. And right now, it looks like Bill Cobb put it on point tonight. So we can either get a word in with him or we can head straight into the race. Let's see if we can get in touch with Bill Cobb, our pole sitter. Hey, Bill Cobb, this is Matt Trace and Jerry West in the SRTV Network booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got a copy, but I ain't the pole sitter, but I'll talk to you.
Well, it's showing you the pole sitter.
No,
yeah,
Gary.
No, it's Gary.
Gary Gilmore, huh?
Well, we'll talk to Bill anyways. Bill, you're starting, looks like 8th tonight in a field of 16 cars. How's your Legends car feeling for tonight?
Right now she's feeling really good. Hopefully she'll stick around and stay tight. Hopefully she won't loosen up and be able to finish this race. Hopefully get me another top 5 this week.
Coming from 8th, you're gonna have a bunch of cars to pass in front of you. How confident are you being able to get yourself through the field tonight?
I'm feeling kind of confident there. Should be able to get around a few of these guys. Just don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep up with Gilmore. Not he's quick and just about anything that has wheels, man. He drives it like he steals it, man.
Before we let you go, do you want to give a quick shout out to anybody?
Not right offhand. Just want to thank you guys for hosting the race, and want to thank Mike Massey for doing everything he does, man.
Well, we appreciate it, and good luck.
All right, well, I apologize, everybody. It is Gary Gilmore on the front row, and on the outside, we got the 88 of Rick Brazel. Second row is the 81 of Keith Toller. On the outside, 18 of Brian Beach. Third row inside, Timothy DeSwart. The 74 Chris Johnson on his outside. In the fourth row, you got number 2, Ron Holyfield. The 47 of Bill Cobb starting 8th. Fifth row, Mike Massey in that 45 car with 38 of Brett Strickler on his outside. 17 Matt Trace is up in the booth. And your number 9 is Adam Holm, the points leader, starting from the rear.
Behind Adam Holm, we got newcomer Philip Archer in the 033. Ben Peterson. Ben's actually a pretty good asphalt guy. We'll see what he can do on dirt. He's in there. New guy Casey Durfee in there. Chris Hockley starting, well, it's going to be 15th. And Irvin Howard rounding out the field. So 16 cars going to be taking, or Legends cars taking the green flag. That's a bit of a rundown here of the starting grid. And Jerry, there's a lot of fast Legends cars out there tonight.
Yep, and they're going to make one more lap around. They're going to send them little suckers super fast around USA International Speedway for 30 laps. So when that pace car ducks off, these boys better get set because they're getting ready to get dirty.
And we'll see. Passing is going to be pretty tough around this place. I've ran a lot of laps here. I've ran a couple races here, and I ran some practice laps here, and the track is pretty quick and pretty fun. So we'll see. We're going to do some picks tonight. I'm going to go with the pole sitter, Gary Gilmore. Like Bill said, it's going to be tough to keep up with him, and being on the front row, it's going to play a huge advantage for him. So I'm taking Gary Gilmore in this race tonight.
Well, I can't blame you. He's starting on point tonight. So I'm going to go with the 18 of Brian Beach. He's starting 4th on the second row outside.
It's a solid pick, especially running the Kyle Busch colors after Kyle Busch ran it pretty well tonight at Homestead. I like it.
Yeah, I was pulling for OKB today, and he couldn't quite pull it off, but the green flag's out. The 18 gets a good start. Looks like the 88 didn't get quite the start he wanted. They dived them Legend cars down into turn 1 and 2. Coming off of 2, the 21 of Gary Gilmore holds down that top position, but he's got the 81 of Keith Toller looking to make a move. And in third place, we got the 88 of Rick Brazel, but it looks like the 74 cars around and the caution's out.
And that was a start that Gary Gilmore needed, and a good start by Bull coming behind him. But like you said, looks like there was some contact in the back of the field with Chris Johnson. I'm not sure who the other car was that was involved.
We'll see if we can get a look. Looks like the 18 and the 74 make contact coming off of 2. Sends that 74 car out of control there, and he couldn't hang on to it. He managed to get it back whipped around, and these cars seem to get a little bump and fender damage and stuff, but they seem to be pretty fast.
Yeah, a tough break for the 45 of Mike Massey as well. He took a little bit of a ride after the 74 of Johnson came back down the track.
Sorry about that. I had to make some changes real quick, get some better camera views here for you guys. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in for this tonight. SimRace TV, bringing you the American Motorsports Simulations Dirt Legends Series. And while we're under yellow flag, I'd like to go over some people to help make this possible for the AMS series here. Mike Massey Graphics, Dave's Muskie Club, High Groove Photos, Speed Motorsports, Warner Racing, Trace Motorsports, Blake Tolliver Photography, DeZwart Motorsports, and Home Racing. But the lights are off on the pace car, and they're going to send these Legends car going back super fast.
And super fast is right. As you look there, I don't know if we were able to show what the qualifying time was for tonight. It was a 19.8. That's actually pretty quick. And I don't know if you guys will be able to notice it in the broadcast or based on the sound, but these guys are going to be hitting the rev chip as they go down the front stretch. So that tells you how fast they're actually going here. And that makes it pretty dangerous when you make contact like you've seen with Chris Johnson and Mike Massey, but the tumble Mike Massey ended up taking.
Yeah, I didn't see the damage that Mike got on his 45 machine. You think he'll be all right, though?
He might have a little bit of a toe knocked out on that, but we're back racing here, and Gary Gilmore gets himself another good restart, and the 88 of Rick Brazel right behind him going into turn one. It's Gilmore, Brazel leading the field, 3 wide behind them for, looks like 4th place. So we got lots of racing side by side in the back of the pack as Gilmore and Brazel pull away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, they all made it through there clean, so I'm looking forward to see this run out. Quite a few laps. We got a couple cars side by side. The Bill Cobb and the 47 there in the back made a little bit of contact. No harm, no foul. But the 88 of Rick Brazel, the 9 of Adam Holm, the 81 of Keith Toller, and the caution's out.
And not sure what we're under caution here for. Looks like it might have been contact from the 38 and the 47.
Yeah, the 38 and the 47 made contact. He couldn't quite hang on to that 38 car, and it sent him back up into the 47 there on the replay. It just shows you how much traction you got. And if you want, we can go back and take a look from the driver's perspective. When they first made that contact, I mean, he just couldn't hang on to it. And he taps that wall. The 47 got him a little bit of damage. Not too bad, though. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, it looks like just a little bit of damage between the 2 cars. It shouldn't be too much to hurt them, but how about a kudos here? You know, we were talking about this earlier to Adam Holm. He's showing his strength in these Legends cars right now as he's worked his way up to 3rd so far. So if he can keep avoiding these accidents, I would not count Adam Holm out of another potential win tonight.
Yeah, he's making his way up. You know, I was thinking about that 45 a while ago when he made contact. You know, he's 4th in points, so that's not what he was looking for, Mike Massey, in that 45. But, you know, these cautions are allowing Adam to make his way up, and he's already got himself into that 3rd position. So he's got a heck of a shot to win this race. And my pick, he fell off a little bit when he got in that incident early on. He's on pit row right now, but hopefully he'll make it back out there, 'cause we still got about 20 laps to go here.
And 20 laps is a long time, and right now it shows Mike Massey's a lap down, but again, with him staying out there, he's getting the points, and Massey is a consistent points racer, so we should see how the points are going to be tight after tonight's race. We'll see how it works out for Adam Holm running in 3rd, see if he stays up there, keeps the points lead, but looks like the pace truck is about to duck down into the pits, and we're about to get restarted here.
About to send these Legends cars super fast around this USA International Speedway here tonight. Looks like a good track out there tonight. Green flags in the air. 21 gets a little wheel spin. The 9 right on his back bumper. The 88 on the high side, but they got the 81 of Keith Toller right behind them looking to make a move. Looks like the high side's working, but the 21 gets that bite off the bottom to maintain that top position.
It's not over yet, though. Here comes the 88 back on the outside of Gary Gilmore, but Brazel just can't quite make it stick. He ducks down. Looks like he gets a little loose on the bottom there. Does not have enough to get Gilmore. Gilmore leads once again. And it's about single file all the way back through for the rest of the field.
Yeah, and that 81 is super fast, man. He made a move on the 69 there of Timothy DeSwart to take over that 4th spot, but he's got the number 9 in front of him. He's hunting him down. The caution came out and stopped that real quick.
Yeah, there was a flip back behind these guys. It looked like the 38. I'm not sure if he made contact with the outside wall and rode the wall, but just looking from where we are up here in the broadcast booth, I caught the back end of it, and the 38 did a nice little tumble down the backstretch.
Yeah, we just caught that, man. Let's take a look one more time from a different angle. Like, come off of 2 there. He's got the 11 on his outside, and he moves up and just gets a little contact from the left front fender there. It did send him flipping, though. That was a wild ride.
And these cars can take a bit of a beating, but I don't know how much damage was actually done to the 38 car. Last time I tumbled at this track, it was the asphalt track, and my car was pretty well destroyed. So hopefully the 38 of Brett Strickler is he's still out there, but let's see how competitive his car is going to be after that, because that was a pretty nasty tumble.
Yeah, he's got some bent up fenders there on that Legends car, but he's still out there, so you can't count him out until they're parked in on pit road.
And you made a statement not too long ago about it looks like it's a little slick out there, and I can tell you, even with how tacky it was, when you're going down the straightaway with these things, it's not like a sprint car and it's not like a late model, and you slide around just a little bit. If a car spins out in front of you and you try and go high or you try and go low, I noticed when I was out there turning some laps that it wants to brake sideways on you. So that's a problem that these guys are going to be running into tonight. Not so much in the sprint cars. It's mostly because these cars are so small and this track is so big, and how the air moves around on these cars, it makes them a bit of a handful. So we'll see how many more times we see guys getting sideways on the straightaway because of that.
Absolutely. Your top 5, Gary Gilmore, Rick Brazel, Adam Holm, Timothy DeSwart, and Keith Toller. And on the rules here at AMS, if they have 3 cautions, they go back single file, no double wide restarts. They go to single file restarts. They're trying to encourage everyone to keep it clean, and single file will help out on that, because we got some contact there between the 9 and the 88. Wasn't a big deal there. They still got a great start. The 81 chucks it down there. Keith Toller, he just threw it into 1 and 2. They managed to get through there clean without a caution coming out. That was dangerous. He's definitely super fast out there, though, so he's trying to catch back up to that 9 car of Adam Holm and get back where he was. But the thing is, he's got 3 cars between him.
And as we were watching the 81 and watching him try and get back up there, the 21 and the 88 are checking themselves out from the rest of the field. It looks like it could be potentially a 2-car battle for this race, as Adam Holm is sitting there in 3rd. But it's from Adam all the way back that we see that there's some action going on. You got Adam 3rd, Tim DeSwart 4th, and Keith Toller is in 5th, looking underneath the 69 of Timothy DeSwart again.
Yeah, a lot of great racing right there. Them 2 cars, I don't know if they're teammates, but they got the same paint scheme on them. But the 81's, he's trying to make up some ground. But what's not going to happen is he's not going to catch that 21 car right now. 88 of Rick Brazel's having a hard time himself, and they got a good distance. He's got a pretty good lead on the 5th place there, so he's just got to worry about that 88 of Rick Brazel, and then he can run the last 13 laps out. If no caution comes out, Gary Gilmore would win this one.
And as of right now, Gary Gilmore looks like the fastest car on track, running consistent 26.8, as Rick Brazel's behind him running 26.9s, and so he's pulling away about a 1/10 of a lap. track is starting to slick off a little bit. Gary Gilmore still leads this race by about a half a second, and they have a huge lead still on Adam Halm, who's running in third. But the 69 of Timothy DeSwart, he is on the move. He wants a podium finish. He wants to be that much closer to his first win over here at AMS. But once again, Gary Gilmore is the class of the field right now.
Yeah, and in the points, the way the points are right now, with Adam having a 3-point lead over Timothy, if he finishes behind Adam, then that's going to increase that gap, that distance to get that number 1 spot. But do you want to start on the or in the rear next race for being the points leader? But the caution's out. We'll talk about that some other time.
45 of Mike Massey is around.
Yeah, it was just a self-spin there. A little contact on the inside wall. Had him stuck backwards there coming out of 4. So Iracing threw that yellow.
And again, another tough break for Massey as he's trying to points race himself tonight. And it just mistakes like that can hurt you at the end of the year.
Yeah, and Mike Massey's 4th in points. So he's definitely looking good. Simple mistake like that could hurt your season. It looks like he caught a tow truck. He's going to go to the pit.
Now you touched, as you saw earlier, and Jerry mentioned it, that after 3 cautions they go single file. If you're not familiar with the single file restarts, for anybody who's watching, it's kind of like if you go to your local dirt track and they do the cone restarts. And what that is imagine there's a cone on the front stretch by the start-finish line. You stay single file to that point, and you can't pass the car in front of you until you get past that cone. That just makes it for a cleaner restart and hopefully less beating and banging, but that could play into a factor here at the end of this race with single-file restarts. You spin the tires, you have the cars right behind you, and you could stag up the entire field. So the cone restarts are great. And we'll see how it plans out or pays out here with, looks like we have about 8 laps to go when we get the restart here. 7 maybe.
Yeah, and it's looking good for that 21 of Gary Gilmore. As long as he can keep getting those good restarts, he shouldn't have a problem here at USA for race number 3. He's not in the top 5 in points, but this will help him a whole lot. But Adam Halm, since Adam is 1st in points, he's only 2 spots back, and it's only 1 point per position here. So I doubt he'd only make up 2 points if they finished like they was now. And Adam would just increase his lead. Actually, if it finished like it was now, he'd increase it over Timothy, Chris Johnson. But the pace car's in, and we'll see what they got. With 7 to go at the line, Rick Brazel wanted to get a good restart, and he did. He moves to the high side. The 21 dives it in on the bottom. The high side's got the momentum. We got a car around. The caution's out again. That's going to make it interesting. That caution flag coming out right there is going to leave them with about 4 laps to go on this next restart. So it's going to make it hard on anybody that's fast in the back to get up to the front.
Yeah, and I actually just got word from Mike Massey. He just radioed up here to the booth that after that first wreck that he was in, he had problems with the car. So a tough break for the 45. We're not going to be able to see him out there. But hopefully we got a replay here for what happened, because I didn't catch that.
I can't find it in the booth. We're looking here at this 2 car of Ronald Holyfield, and that's exactly what I thought. He just got loose there, coming off of, I think, 2, and he just got into the wall. So it was a self-spin incident there.
And that seems to be happening here the Legends cars on these slick tracks. It's going to happen. I mean, they're not as big, they're not as fast as what you'll see in the sprint cars. When the track gets slick, they're a little bit more of a handful. But as you said, we'll probably have about a restart with 3 or so laps to go, and we'll see if Gary Gilmore can hold on. Quick rundown here of your field. You got Gary Gilmore leading with Rick Brazel second. Brett Strickler is up to third. Adam Halm back to fourth. Tim DeSwart fifth. Keith Toller sixth. Chris Johnson seventh. Ben Peterson eighth. Casey Durfee ninth. And Christopher Hockley's up to 10th.
Yeah, that's your top 5. A little bit of the race. We have had 5 cautions for 14 laps. As they cross the line this time, it'll be 15. But this time, the green flag's coming out. So they're going to have 3 to go. It's going to be a 3-lap shootout over here at AMS.
And let's see if they can stay green for these last 3 laps. The 88 on that last restart stayed with the 21. And we'll see what they got coming out of turn 4 here as the pace truck is getting ready to duck down. Gilmore's been the class of the field. Brazel's been right there. Pace truck's in. We're getting ready to restart. And looks like Gary Gilmore is going to have another good, clean restart. And Brazel's hanging on right there with him. But Brett Strickler goes the outside, side by side, going into the turn. Gilmore edges in, takes the lead. Brazel tries a crossover. It's going to be a nice little battle here. Coming down the backstretch, Brazel, Gilmore for the lead. This is going to be a pretty exciting finish, folks.
Absolutely. And the 38 there, Brett Strickler slammed the door on the 9 of Adam Holm on that restart, made it hard for him to get that spot. They had a little bit of contact coming off 4 there in the back, but if the caution comes out now, the race is over. And if it does, the 88's got that spot. He managed to make that pass, and there it is, folks. The yellow flag is out. The 88 managed to pull it off with 3 to go. He made the pass on the 21 of Gary Gilmore.
And it looks like caution came out for Bill Cobb, who flipped. But what a pass by the 88 of Rick Brazel. Pulls a classic crossover move on Gary Gilmore. Gilmore just could not get the bite to come back underneath and make the pass. And it's a huge win for the 88 of Rick Brazel.
Yeah, as we take a look at the end where he made that pass down there on the bottom and he just made it stick. The 21 was on the middle of the groove, but he made that bottom work and he had the lead as they came across the line and went down into 1. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. The 47 of Bill Cobb there flipping across the start-finish line. Oh, no. I hope he's okay. Let's go back and take a ride along with him for that. He gets a little loose. Can't hang on to it. Upside down. He did a double, triple flipple.
As they are going around here and celebrating, and we got to get these guys prepared for the 360. Just see if we can get a word here with our race interview, or our race winner, Rick Brazel.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, they had 30 laps to make this happen, and shout out to a friend of mine, man, Palmer. He's a dirt racer, man. He does a lot of good dirt racing, got a really nice car. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in out there for this Legends race for the American Motorsports Simulations. So we'll take a look at some of the people that helped make this possible. Massey Graphics, Dave's Muskie Club, High Groove Photos, Warner Racing, Speed Motorsports, Trace Motorsports, Blake Tolliver Photography, DeSwart Motorsports, and Home Racing. And looks like we're gonna get a talk in with our 3rd place finisher. We actually don't have enough time to do that in this race, and it's unfortunate, but they're getting ready to move on to the next race, which is going to be 360 sprint cars. So what we'll do is we'll get a talk in with the race winner, and then they'll jump in those 360s, and we'll get that action from you. Where are we going in the 360s? Eldora.
Should still be here at USA, but we have Rick. Rick, do you have a copy?
I copy you, man.
Hey, man, that was a nice, impressive crossover, and Gary Gilmore for the win. Looks like your car was pretty fast. that restart was the key there for you. How's this win in the Legends cards tonight feel for you tonight?
Feels great. I think it's my first win in the Legends. Yeah, that me and Gary had a good race going there. I was trying to wait toward the end to make a move on them. I thought I had them on that first restart. We kind of got into it with each other, so I let off, but gave another shot on that last one, and I got them. So it was a fun race, though, man.
Yeah, we were up here talking. I said, when I was out there turning some laps, the track was pretty slick for these Legends cars. Did you notice that when you were try and get a run on somebody, that the track did get a little bit slicker than what these Legends cars are used to, or was it just a typical Sunday night drive for you?
It was a little slick. Yeah, I kind of adjusted the way I took the corners there toward the end. I caught Gary there. I was catching him toward the end, so I was trying to change my lines a little bit, and I guess it worked. But it was a heck of a race, man.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was pretty exciting up here for us too. But before we let you go to get ready for the 360s, is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to?
I'd like to thank SRTV Broadcasting for doing this for us every week, and of course Mike Massey. And I thank my sponsors, and I got us a new sponsor. It's Mid-State Heating and Air, so I'd like to thank them too. And of course, Diamond State Racing.
Well, Rick, congratulations and good luck the rest of the way here in the 360s and the 410s.
All right, thank you, man.
Rick Brazel, everybody, your Legends winner for tonight.
All right, so let's go through the race results real quick before we hop into Legends. The 360 cars. I'm sorry. First, we got Rick Brazel. Second is Gary Gilmore. Third is Brett Strickler. Fourth is Adam Holm. Fifth, Keith Toller, Chris Johnson, Timothy DeSwart, Ben Peterson, Casey Durfee, Christopher Hockley, Ronald Holyfield, Irvin Howard, Bill Cobb, Brian Beach, Michael Massey. And that's it, folks. So if you want to see some sprint cars go around this super fast track here at USA International Speedway, then we'll be back in about 5 minutes with the 360s. So for SRTV Network, I'm Jay Weezy. Matt Trace up here with me. We'll see you in a minute.